It goes like this. Let's make an analogy between your body and a vehicle. When I start about the vehicle, I say, look, before I build a vehicle, I have blueprints. The blueprints tell me how to make the parts. Then I get the parts and I finally put them all, assemble them together, and I create a vehicle. There's my vehicle. 97% or so of the vehicles that roll off the assembly line are in good shape. However, there's 2 to 3% or so of the vehicles that are defective even before they came off the line. So why is this relevant? Well, let's now look at it compared to a human and get the difference in understanding what's going on here. It goes like this. In humans, the blueprints are the DNA. They are the things that make the parts. They are the patterns for the parts. Once the parts are created, those are the proteins. The parts are assembled into the cells. When you start to assemble the cells into the vehicle, this is what you get. The vehicle is this. But then recognize it, or wait, just like the other situation, some small percent, less than 5% of the vehicles are defective as a result of what we call birth defects. Okay? Now, we put this all together and we go like this. This car, which I drove to the airport to get to this lecture today, is from 1986. It was one of the 97% of the cars that came off the assembly line in perfect shape. Where are the rest of the cars? I don't see these on the road anymore. The answer are, they're mostly in junkyards. Well, what happened to them? They're defective. Well, wait, only 2 to 3% were defective. What happened to the other ones? They didn't come off the assembly line defective, and the answer was this. We left out the driver. The driver has responsibility to the machine. So what does that mean? Well, if you have improper maintenance of your vehicle, it'll end up in the junkyard. If you're a bad driver, bad driving skills will cause your vehicle to end up in the junkyard. Why is this relevant, this analogy? Because of this. When we look at these, we find that greater than 95% of people are born came off the assembly line in perfect shape. I can't blame the mechanism. What did we leave out? We left out the driver. Medicine doesn't talk about the driver. Medicine, allopathic medicine, says it's a machine. If there's anything wrong with it, it's just something defective with the machine. It does not include you as part of the health and healing issue, which is totally different than chiropractic, which brings the patient in as part of the healing effort. The patient is the driver. So the reality is, if the driver handles your body with improper maintenance, then obviously it's going to cause a defective physical body and lead you to the junkyard earlier. Or if you're driving with bad driving skills, a crash and burn kind of life, you will also end up in the junkyard. The relevance about this is you're not just a vehicle, you're a vehicle with a driver. The driver is the innate. And why this is relevant is because somewhere between the innate coming in and the physical expression of the body, if there's a distortion, then the physical body is thrown out of balance, and then there's a defect. It had nothing so per se to do with the physical mechanism. It had to do with the driver. And this is one of the profound differences between allopathic and chiropractic healing, is that in chiropractic healing, through the innate, you, the spirit, the identity, you are relevant to the physical expression of the machine. You are not the victim of genes.